Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Evan. I thought you knew. If you didn't, hi. You're new here. Nice to meet you. My name is Evan, and today I wanted to bring it back a bit old school. I find YouTube nowadays is just so content driven. It's so much about the content that's being made as opposed to the way it used to be where it was just kind of vlogs and vloggers and it was fun. I'm bringing it back. So today I'm going to be doing an extension of the TMI tag, and some of these questions are pretty darn saucy, but I'm going to be answering these as truthfully as I can. Like, this is me. A bit too much information about me, but this is me. Luckily, the first one isn't that bad, though. What is your favorite pizza topping? I'm a basic man. Working at Pizza Hut for 5 years, you run out of topping combinations you haven't tried before. And so having tried everything possible, I always come back to simple pepperoni. Pepperoni is just the classic pizza topping. It's great, it's perfect. Anytime I go to a new place, I always go for a pepperoni just so I can gauge how their pizza is, because I know what a good pepperoni pizza tastes like. Now, if I want to spice it up a bit, though it's not going to be too spicy, I put pineapple on it, okay? Don't hate me, especially if you're one of those people that put corn on a pizza, because that's a sin. But pepperoni and pineapple is a beautiful thing. Do you shave or wax your legs? No, I've heard that doing that makes you faster at cycling, though, which I don't do, so. How long has it been since you washed your clothes? I've literally just done a load of wash today. Do people not wash their clothes that often? Because you better wash out. It's not a good habit. What is the biggest lie you've ever told? I think the biggest lie I've ever told was when I was at university, and I was supposed to be ensuring that none of the students or residents on my floor were drinking alcohol. Yes, America is weird. Even if people were over 21 years old, didn't matter if someone else was in the room that was under 21. So dumb. I basically had to tell my supervisor that I'd never caught anyone on my floor drinking, which is definitely not true. I'd seen bottles out, but I'd always stop in and be like, I'm gonna come back in 2 minutes. And I really want you guys to be more responsible and think a bit more before an RA like myself is coming by, because you're gonna get yourselves into trouble. And I'd come back, there'd be nothing there, and I'd be like, good. Because I'm treating them like adults, okay? This alcohol, that law is so dumb. I shouldn't have gotten the position if I didn't think that, but a little civil disobedience, whatever, blah, blah. Yes, I had to lie to keep my job. When did you have your first crush? I think my first crush was when I was like 15 or 16. I think that coincided with puberty and what's not, so it was like, oh, attraction. Who was your first kiss? My first kiss was my first girlfriend, and it happened like days before I turned 18. I remember being so incredibly stressed at the time that, you know, there was something wrong with me because I hadn't kissed anyone yet and I was almost 18 years old. But thinking back now, geez, that's such a non-issue and doesn't matter in the slightest. If you're in that similar situation, please kiss your anxiety goodbye. It genuinely doesn't, it's such a non-thing. Have you ever cheated on someone? Absolutely not. I don't understand how people are able to cheat on other people, because if you actually care about the person that you're in a relationship with, you'll not want to cheat. That will not even be anything remotely in your mind. It just doesn't make sense to me. I've had friends who have cheated, and it's one of those things where the only thing I can make sense of why that would be done is pure selfishness and lack of consideration for the other person that you're in a relationship with. That's just my opinion. Like I said, we're getting honest here. This is TMI, okay? What are your biggest superstitions? I don't find myself very superstitious, but just a little stitious. No, I don't have any superstitions. I find I like to follow logic most of the time. Why are there fireworks right now? Happy November 16th! Hope you're having a fun time! Have you ever ghosted anyone? Okay, yeah, the TMI tag, this is, too much information, but yes. And before going into it, I just want to say, ghosting someone is a really shitty thing to do. And so, by ghosting someone, I was being really shitty, okay? Full disclosure. So I met this girl at a party. We got on pretty well, so we exchanged numbers, and a couple weeks later, I invited her to go see a film with me. We had a pretty good time. But then there were so many red flags that came up that hopefully some of you would have experienced some of this and maybe find this relatable so I don't come off that bad. But she said a couple things that just didn't sit right with me. When we sat down to get food, at a Spoons, mind you, she immediately was like, "Are you okay? We're paying for this. I know you've got a lot of money. You're a YouTuber." Whoa, what the, especially, that was 4 years ago as well, so I definitely did not. And I thought that was just so callous to say, to be like, oh, you can pay for it because you don't know anyone's situation, but also rude. No. And it wasn't in a joking way. So I was like, okay. Another thing that was weird was she was bad-mouthing a lot of friends that I have because she'd read things about them on the internet she didn't like. And I was like, that's what? Like, imagine going on a date with someone and them telling you about your friends and things that she doesn't like about them. Right? I'm not weird. That was just a bit weird. And then as the night was getting on, I basically was like, oh, we got to make sure that you can get your last train back. When would that be? And she was like, haha, don't worry about that. I'll probably end up at yours tonight. Which, gotta respect that. That's a pretty confident, ballsy move. However, I immediately was like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. I'll make sure you can get the last train. That's a pretty strong signal, right? I was shut down, duck hunt style. But she doubled down and went, no way. It won't be necessary. She full on invited herself to my house. And you know what? She ended up coming back to my house. Full disclosure. I didn't know what to do. The confidence was crazy. We ended up chatting a lot. She stayed in the night, but I still was kind of like, I really don't know if this is a good fit. But then the messages kept coming. Every single day I'd receive multiple messages on different platforms, and I just didn't know how to reply because it just felt like this person was so incredibly invested in me, and it freaked me the heck out, and I was just not having it. And it got to the point where they even uploaded a YouTube video to their YouTube channel that they don't really use much, just to be like, hey, sometimes people make mistakes and scare people they love away. Wow. Yes, true. It was really uncomfortable. And I felt really bad because I had to ghost. And I do not want to be that person. But I became that person. Don't ghost people. I probably could have just replied and been an adult, but I wasn't. And it's something that I guess I do regret. Yes. So while, yes, I had a pretty bad experience on this date and maybe I should have just been more of an adult. Okay, it was a shitty thing of me to do, to just do that, but I've learned I haven't ever ghosted anyone since then, so there you go. What was the cringiest date you've ever been on? I once went to a wine bar with a girl near Embankment, and we had an absolutely lovely time. The wine was flowing, the conversation was great, and then as we got up to leave with our wine glasses in hand, I'm way too tall for this, building. I tripped over something, and I spilled a small amount of wine down her back. I was so mortified because she didn't seem to notice. So I was like, play it cool. Didn't happen. And I just continued on with the date later, and then we said goodbye. And I thought that was it, right? We ended up going for a second and third date. And on the third date, she had just made a reference to that. And I went, wait, what? You knew? And she went, I got back and I saw there was wine. Oh my God, it was so horrible. That's so cringy. I can't believe I did that. But I said, why would you not immediately block my number? And she said, we cracked on really well. We had such good chemistry. I felt like that was just an awkward bit of the story. And I went, oh, wow. Better person than me. It was so cringy. I can't believe I did that. What was the best present you've ever gotten? It was actually this year. All of my flat came together, pitched in, and got me 2 incredibly nice bottles of whiskey. That might not even sound like that cool of a gift. It's just that I hadn't realized how often I'd talked about this whiskey, but every time we went into the local Tesco's, I'd always see it and be like, oh, that's that really nice one from Scotland. One of these days I'm gonna try it. It's just a bit expensive, so I don't know. But one of these days I'm gonna try that. I genuinely, that was just something, a conversation, like, how's the weather? Oh, look at that whiskey. I didn't even think about it. And so when I opened the boxes, I was mind blown. I was like, I can't believe it. And you know what? It's sweet. And the whiskey's actually pretty darn good, so we all had a glass together and it was nice. What's the worst present you've ever given? We had a white elephant at work and I forgot about it until the day that we were having the gift exchange, and so during my lunch break I just popped into a local shop and bought a candle. Candles are a nice gift, but in terms of standards of me giving gifts, I felt bad because it was so last minute and it was just, here's a candle. I hate white elephants. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done in public? This happened so recently, but a month or 2 ago, I went to Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria, and I flew my drone. And I nearly got arrested, and it was really rough. That part of the video didn't actually go into my travel vlog from the trip, but holy crap, at one point, every single person from this huge group of tourists was just staring at me as this policewoman was like, you get that thing down right. I was like, I'll try my best. She's like, get to Bobby, you know what you're supposed to do. I was like, ah. So, had the police eye against me there, and they were like, we almost got the cops. And I was like, listen, I'm sorry. I don't mean any harm. Luckily, my German got me through to be like, ich bin ein echter Idiot. Bitte vergib mir. And they were actually quite nice, and they let me off the hook, but they were, oh man. The feeling of all those eyes and phones on me, it just felt like I was in school again and the teacher was telling me off in front of everyone and telling me to go to the principal's. Oh my god, it was so rough. The good news is I got some good drone footage out of it because I managed to pop the memory card out before they asked me to delete the footage. Hey-o! I was literally shaking. When is your birthday? July 29th, 1990. A true Leo. Are your farts silent and deadly or loud and proud? They're loud and deadly. I have a problem. Have you ever been in love? I've loved and I've been infatuated, but I don't really know about in love. What really grinds your gears? Sand. Hate it. Grinds all my gears. But real answer, people that use paper tickets on the London Underground. Just stop it. It's 2019. Get yourself a freaking contactless and oyster anything. Don't slow me down. Are you a slow walker or a fast walker? Listen, I'm 6'4". Do you think I have the ability to walk slow? No! My legs are longer than the Eiffel Tower, okay? I'm gonna be walking quickly. Get out of my way. I have times when I'm like, I'll walk leisurely, but I'm still walking faster than most people. You know, why waste my time walking somewhere when I can be at the place? Right? Have you ever sent a sext or a naughty Snapchat? Absolutely not. That honestly would make me feel so uncomfortable. However, when I was 12, I once got this disposable Pikachu camera. It came in my box of Cap'n Crunch. And I was just trying to fill up, you know, the roll so I could get it developed. And I was like, I've never seen my own schwanz, you know, from up here. I just want to see what it's like. So that's the only time I've taken a picture of my pee. The photos never got developed. Walgreens said something happens. I know what happens. Kitty porn. Somewhere. That photo hopefully isn't anywhere. What's the longest you've ever gone without brushing your teeth? I think it was like 2 or 3 days when I was backpacking and forgot my toothbrush. I felt gross. As soon as I got back, that feeling of brushing your teeth after you haven't in like even a day. Oh, it's so fresh. I wonder if they give out an award for the person who went the longest without brushing their teeth. They should get a plaque. Bad. Do you smoke? No. I actually hate the smell of cigarette smoke. Like, it puts me off so much. If anyone is smoking in my vicinity, I will, like, give them evils. It genuinely gives me headaches, and I'm just like, ugh, I hate it. What age did you start drinking alcohol? 22. I was one of those people that was just so scared of taking a substance that lowered my inhibitions and made me do something I didn't want to do, possibly, that I was like, nope, rather not for me. And then I slowly got adjusted to it, and now I'm in full control. I really like it, and it's nice to have to relax every once in a while and just have a couple beers with friends. Though I'm more of a wine guy. That's such a mom thing to say. I'm actually more of a wine person, but wine's better. Have you ever been caught in any sexual acts? I hate this tag. Let's just say at one point Luke burst into my room without knocking, and I jumped off the bed, landed on the floor face down, and let's just leave it at that, okay? I have so many like really good stories about this subject matter that are just really funny that I have never gotten into on my YouTube channel because I'm like, But the amount of times I've told a couple of these types of stories. Oh, one day, if you could get married to any celebrity, who would it be? Jennifer Lawrence. We're like the same exact age. She's pretty funny, she's pretty married though. So, what are your guilty pleasures? This might sound weird, but watching a film or a TV show. And the reason is, I enjoy them, they're pleasures, but I feel guilty because I know I could be doing so many other productive things with my time. So, basically consuming media versus creating it. I'm a workaholic. Have you ever peed in a pool? Yes, I remember doing it as a kid, but then I remember hearing this rumor that some pools had this like chemical compound in it where if you pee in it, it changes the color of the water to like brown or purple or something from where the pee is, and I was like terrified that anytime I pee, maybe this pool has the chemical, and I'm like, I actually don't know if that's a real thing. But I still to this day think it is, so don't pee in a pool. Have you ever been arrested? No, but like I said, nearly did in Bavaria, but not yet. Who's your best friend? I don't really have a best friend as much as I have a collection of close friends that I can rely on. I find it a bit more reliable. If you could bring back one person from the dead, who would it be? Jesus. He came back from the dead once. I'll help him do it again. I don't know why I said that so seriously. Have you ever been catfished before? No, I personally think I'm a bit too savvy to be catfished, but maybe that's because I've never experienced it. But I ask a lot of questions. I'd want to see your face. There's so many things in the way. No, I don't think that's possible. Have you ever catfished anyone else? No. Why is that a question? What? Who made this tag? Who's the one person you'd like to reconnect with? Janine, if you're watching, from 8th grade clarinet class, 3rd row. I think it'd be... No, I'm just... No, I honestly don't think I have anyone I need to reconnect with. I went to my high school reunion a couple months ago. There's a travel vlog, annotation from that. And I kind of reconnected with everyone I needed to and I wanted to, and it was a good experience. Would recommend if you get the chance to go to a high school reunion. But no one at the moment. What were you in the hospital for the last time you were there? I've only been to the hospital one time in my whole life that I can remember. And that was 5 years ago because the flatmate I was living with made me come with her. I phrase it like that because she didn't need to use the doctor. She didn't need to use the hospital. And I felt like she was wasting the NHS doctors' time, which I assume they agreed with me, considering she was 100% fine, nothing was wrong. Maybe that's the American in me that's kind of like, don't use the doctors unless you need it and you're dying. But, yeah. Luckily, it wasn't for me, and luckily nothing was wrong. Personally, I'm of the belief that you shouldn't be using the A&E unless you really need it, okay? Go to a GP if it's something else, but, you know, there's people that are in desperate need of it, and you don't want to take up the doctor's time. All right, that's my soapbox. Have you ever drunkenly called your ex? No, but I've definitely received my fair share of drunk texts and calls from other people, where I'm just like, okay, I hope you're having a nice time. I've just never been to that level of drunk where I'm like, I'll text someone. I find that's the same thing where it gets concerning where I'm like, oh, a bit too drunk. Don't want to be on Twitter. Don't want to tweet something like, well, this thing is bad. And then, oh boy, wake up to angry. I cancel for the 20th time. Do you follow a religion? Only on Twitter. Have you ever had your heart broken? I'd say yeah. When you're invested in someone a lot and then they end up dropping you to immediately go out with someone else, it does hurt, man. It hurts a lot. Have you ever gotten a hickey? I would say no, but I definitely had a hickey on my neck in a video I made a couple weeks ago. Gotta stop fighting with that vacuum cleaner. What is the most insulting thing in your opinion? Flaking. If you're gonna make plans with someone, stick to them. And if something comes up, be apologetic and try and come up with a rain date or something. But flaking continuously, geez, that's the most inconsiderate thing I can think of doing. Bad. If you could change anything about yourself, what would it be? Two types of answers here. One, the more aspirational, positive one of, I've really been working at changing myself quite regularly, and so I've been doing everything I can. The other answer is, I'd probably tweak my sexuality a bit to be a bit more normalized. There you go. Sad, honest answer. If you were to have a Freaky Friday moment, who would you be? I'd just want to be a girl, just to experience what it's like day to day. I don't know. What cuisines do you hate? I don't hate any food. I literally eat anything. I love food. Have you ever called your teacher mom or dad? Oh my gosh, I just said mom. What? This country has ruined me. No, I've never called my teacher mom or dad. Freak. That's really upset me. That's the one word I was like, I'll never say mom, because mom's like the first word you say as an American. Here I go. Actually, my first word was vacuum, so the more you know. Have you ever led a person on? I probably have without meaning to, because I don't understand my own feelings. Not a good excuse, but yeah. I mean, I feel like most people probably have at some point in their lives without knowing it. Have you ever loved someone but they didn't love you back? I mean, probably to a degree. Yes. I mean, I feel like that's the thing that most people think is like that you're the one that loves the other person more than they love you. That's always a concern, isn't it? Just my own paranoia? Cool, great! Have you ever kissed someone of the same sex? No. Very vanilla. How many relationships have you been in? I'd say like 3 or 4, depending on how you count them, but in terms of like legit, I'd say 2. Have you ever skinny dipped? Actually, yes. I'm really glad this question was in this tag because I was just talking to my friend Dan about this, about how, you know, that's one of those things that comes up is, have you ever skinny dipped? And yes, I have as of 2 weeks ago on my trip to Bahrain. Travel vlog is up here. Not skinny dipping in the travel vlog though. But the question I have about it is, do you count it as skinny dipping if it was in a pool? Dan seemed convinced it had to be in a like ocean or lake. And I was like, what? No, I did it in a pool. Anyone could have seen me if they came into our villa, right? I consider it skinny dipping. I made a poll. I'm just curious. So yes, I totally have. Have you ever smoked marijuana? I mean, I've been to California like 10 times. I've had so many really fun times with friends where we're just laughing at anything and everything and having a great time. It genuinely amazes me it's still not legal in a lot of places. What is something you do when no one is watching? I talk to myself, like, quite a lot. There'll be times when I'll be having a full-on conversation about, oh, where's the pots and pans? And I won't realize that someone's in the other room listening to my weird conversation. But I don't know. It's fun. I think it helps keep me sane. And wow, that really was too much information. Please tell me what you think of this old school tag style video, because I don't know, I'm trying to bring this style back. I really like it. We're just kind of chilling and chatting. But before I go, I'm tagging No Offense and Daniel J. Layton to do this tag, and now they have to do it, okay? Both of you. You have to film this video. That's how tags work. But thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Nearly at 600,000 subscribers now, which is crazy. I appreciate you so much. I've got other videos over here. if you want to watch more. I don't know, you bored? I got a lot of travel vlogs coming out from Japan and Bahrain this week, so a lot of content. Hope you're doing great, and I'll talk to you guys next Sunday. Goodbye.